that good? Good.
3, 2.
Welcome to the Amitrace podcast. I'm Tom White, and we are live once again at the STN National Conference in Tampa, Florida. I'm joined by a great friend of mine, Drew Kwederas. Drew, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, bud. This is one of my favorite times of year.
So we were talking a minute ago, and you look, usually when you see teachers at an event like this, they're stressed. Mm-hmm. You don't look stressed. Tell me why.
The planning that we went into going into it for yesterday's contest, we planned and practiced a lot, but today it's really stress-free because it's a student-only contest, so I kind of get to sit back and relax for the day, so it's nice.
So tell me about yesterday's contest. It was the Crazy8s. What did you guys do?
We did drama short film.
Okay.
So it was, we practiced, had 3 practices throughout the year. It was really good. First one was just kind of let them see the time constraints, and it's designed for them to fail. They realize that they can't get it done in 8 hours. And then we practice again and again, and they realize that they can do this and realize that they have the skills to do it. So then we get here, it's like, oh, it's old hat, so it's nice.
Sweet. And the great thing about that, and I was talking to Dave Davis this morning, is that you as the teacher get to participate. Mm-hmm. How fun is that to be able to build that relationship with your kids?
It's awesome because they actually can see, that I know I can do what I'm talking about. It's not just, oh, I know how to do this. I used to do that. I'm really good at this. I can teach this. But actually seeing it, it's like, oh, yeah. And now they're like learning by watching me do it. And a couple times they're like, oh, can I try it now? Or can I do it? And I'm like, yeah, go for it. That's the whole point. But so they see that I can be there to help them. And it's also like a nice crutch where I can tell if they're getting stressed. I'm like, hey, why don't I step in? And our student, he was editing for like 6 hours yesterday, and they forgot his sandwich for lunch. And I could tell that he was kind of crashing. I was like, hey, let's tag out. I'll help you for a little bit. So he's like, oh, thank you.
That's cool. That's very cool. And, you and I were talking not long ago. You made the transition into education. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that for someone who has no idea, that person that just happened across this podcast episode. Tell me about that transition and, what it took for you to go from a news producer to now you started in a middle school classroom. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
Well, it was middle school classroom and during COVID. But actually, it was probably a blessing in disguise because instead of teaching a classroom full of 15 to 20 to 30 children, I was teaching to one student. That one student was the computer screen. So it made it a lot easier for me. And then we slowly ramped up, bringing kids slowly back into school, which is nice. So I kind of walked from the shallow into the deep end. But you really had to, I knew what to teach. I just didn't know how to teach it, how to assess it. I knew I wanted to teach editing or lighting or shot comp or storytelling. I didn't know how to teach that to 13 to 14 to 15 and now 18-year-olds in high school. And having outlets as far as other teachers or Facebook groups or the people in my community as far as the county that I teach in giving me these ideas, it's like, oh, this is really great. But the big thing for me was coming from ministry was changing, and this is not like a pun, but changing the lens from what I saw through. Because I was used to 10 to 20 to 30, 40-year professionals doing it and doing it well every day, multiple times a day. And then their stories were great. Now coming to the middle school and high school, it's like they don't have that. So I had to change my lens saying, you're not going to see that here, but that's my job to get them there if they want to get there. So that kind of just put a new challenge, but that brought the joy to me because it's like you can be that person for them. And it makes it a lot easier knowing that you can do that with the kids. They learn with you, you learn with them. But then having the people around you to help you get there with the community, whether it's fellow teachers and admin, because you know what to do. It's just having those people there to help you makes it so much easier.
And talking about, we're going to bring it back to the conference now. As a teacher, the value of being here, working with your kids, getting to experience that is one thing, but then you're meeting teachers from around the country. Mm-hmm. How has that networking gone for you so far to this year and in years past?
It's great because people will come up to me like, are you from Alpharetta? Yes, I am. Like, oh, we watch your show. And I'm like, great. Who are you? And we talk. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I watch your show too. And it's just that bond that we have. And like, oh, I like what you do for this. We started to implement that as well. And I'm like, with my other teacher, I'm like, I love what you're doing on social. I've started to do that too. And it's flattering, but then you build a community with them because you can always reach out to them. We exchange numbers. It's really cool to build those relationships that it's outside of my 5 to 6 local teacher friends that are within 30-minute drive. Now it's across the country that I can reach out to and see their stuff and be like, hey, we can do this too, or reach out to them for help. It's really cool. In this place, I would never be able to have that opportunity if it wasn't for STN.
Gotcha. And one last thing, plug your show, plug your channels,
Sure.
get some viewership.
So we're Alpharetta High School in Alpharetta, Georgia. We do the morning show. It is at Morning Show, or at AHS Morning Show on Instagram and on TikTok, or AHS TV on YouTube. We do our weekly show every Friday called The Morning Show. We do our social shows on our Instagram and TikTok every Monday and Wednesday. And we do a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, and that's called the Jump Cut Podcast. Check us out, link, subscribe, share with your friends.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew. And
Of course,
thank you
anytime.
to TriCaster Mini S for sponsoring us here. And we'll be back in a little bit with some more content.
Sounds great.